Well, hello. What an amazing episode of Doctor Who. I have to say, this was the best episode I have seen so far. Absolutely superb. I just don't know what to say about it. I was just so. Is Ruth the first ever Doctor? I mean, the Doctors. The Master did say that their existence was a lie. So what is going on? Absolutely blown away. Captain Jack turning up. But will he be in next week's episode? Or they're going to hold him back for like the big two-parter? Wow. After last week's crap episode, they've just surpassed themselves with this episode. I was extremely impressed. So obviously the Cybermen are somewhere in this sort of, we're building about the Cyber Empire falling down and all that. It's going to be extremely interesting. I was just so blown away. So anyway, let's start the show and see what people thought about it. I'm just stunned and shocked at watching this. SK Restrict, why didn't Captain Jack meet Doctor? I think they're holding that back. I don't think we're going to get that till episode 9 and 10. I think they've put him in. I think the story arc's starting now. I could be wrong. I mean, it will be awesome. I'd love to see him on the team. I really would. What an episode, though. Hello, SK Restricted. Hope you've had a good weekend. You enjoyed tonight's episode. Yeah, I agree. SK, it did. I was surprised. After last week, I was having a few misgivings about Doctor Who, but tonight, they pulled a blinder. This was better than the two-parter with the Master. It blew it out of the water. SK, don't get the other Doctor. No. Well, it's going to be interesting. There's going to be some twist. But what if she was the first Doctor? It's going to be mind-blowing if she were the first Doctor. We don't know. Was William Hartnell the first Doctor? I mean, there might have been other Doctors before him. We just don't know. SK6 though. Yep. Hi Jamie. I don't like that there's a Doctor before the first Doctor. Well, they're probably going to pull some twist. I did like the build up to it when they went to the lighthouse, but when she pressed the fire alarm thing, and you saw that energy, I knew that was the chameleon arch thing. Remember from the David Tennant with the family, where and the Master as well. So I did think, could it be the Master? It would be awesome if through for the Rani. Now that'd make it really good. But it was a shock. But it's going to be interesting. I'm just mind-blowing. Hello, Andrew. Tonight really surprised me. It did me, mate. I'm just totally blown away with this. I never saw Captain kept that back as well. I thought, when they all went onto the ship, I thought, I know that voice. And I thought, is that Captain Jack's voice? I thought, no. And then he appeared. Jamie, I know Torchwood won't return, but I hope it does. I would love Torchwood to come back. Fantastic show, it really was. It's a shame what they did to it. Hi, Barry. I never saw Captain Jack coming. Wow. No, I didn't see Arthur tonight coming. I mean, this has been definitely the best episode I have seen so far. We're episode 5, and I did say I'd give it 5 episodes in. For me, we've had one bad episode. But this is, I mean, they pulled one out of the box here, don't they? I think we're all sort of blown away. Spank me, Sans, how are you, bud? Quite a good episode. I enjoyed it very much. I did. I'm really excited about it. I'm quite surprised. I mean, after last week's crap. Andrea Dexter, I thought, right, she's the Rani. Well, I want the Rani back. I like to say, I'm hoping that there's some twist. I don't think Ruth will have been the original Doctor. I mean, if they're going to go with that, she's in canon. I mean, that's going to question a lot of the mythology. But don't forget, the Master said, didn't he, that everything they knew about the Time Lords was a lie. So, I mean, I don't know. Are they going to rewrite the Doctor's sort of origins? Yeah, again, we could... don't we see, is it with Matt Smith? Oh no, with Capaldi, that Clara Oswald ran back in time and saw the original Doctor steal the TARDIS. You know, so I don't know. I think there's a few flaws in here though, because this Doctor works for somebody as well. So unless so I don't know. I think they're going to undo this, but if they do stick to this, it's going to pose some questions. Andrew, they managed to keep him under that. Well, yeah, I thought, they pulled a blinder. They definitely did. Hi, Chaz. How are you? You've had a good week? Hang on, let's go back. Sorry, Chaz. I don't know if I like the episode, just like the twist. The actual plot wasn't that good. Interesting. At first, I was sort of running along with it. With the Judoon, I'm not a big fan of Judoon. And, I sort of sat with it. And then suddenly, about half an hour into it, it just kicked off into something else. I felt sorry for that poor human guy who got vaporised. Hang on, let me catch you up. Jeremy, John Barrowman retweeted one of the trailers, so I'm a big fan of John Barrowman. I think he's great. Yeah, he'll be on Twitter tonight, I bet. A WMJ fan, this episode has saved this. I totally agree. I do. I think it's nice to actually sit here and be incredibly positive about Doctor Who tonight. It really is. I'm on such a buzz about it tonight. Honestly, I'm really excited. I'm definitely going to rewatch that. I think it needs a second viewing, definitely. And just some guy. How are you, bud? I am the Doctor, yeah. Well, Ruth, she played it very well, the actor. I thought she came across when she was all dressed. I did like the banter between them both. And Jodie Foster not having it, her Doctor. But it was good. I mean, the Judoon, I don't rank them very high. But with the twists and turns of tonight, if we can get this till the big final 2 episodes, I'll be happy. But will next week surpass tonight's episode? Or are they going to go to Monster of the Week? And then we're going to jump into, I think we're going to get a 3-part story out. I'd say from episode 8, 9, and 10. That's when I think Captain Jack will return. Hi, Darren. Best episode. Oh, yeah. God, it's the best Jodie Foster one, yeah? Jodie Whittaker, sorry. It's the best Jodie, yeah, definitely. It's the best episode out of the last series and this series. This episode has defined it for me. It was just absolutely spectacular. Like I said, I agree that the story, there were a few plot, the story, but the twists and turns just made it. Maybe they've been holding back, now, but they've got to keep this level up now. Spank me, Sansa. Only thing I didn't understand was Judoon being privately contracted. I always thought they worked for the Shadow. Yeah, I thought that. They were working for, the Time Lords in the past, and I was quite interested in the cadet, what was she called? Cadet or something. Cad. Time Lord character. But she just got vaporised, and when she shot Future, she freaked out, didn't she? And there's going to be a twist with this whole Ruth thing, though. I mean, is Ruth an incarnation of Doctor? I actually thought Ruth could be the Valyard, Do you remember the Valyard from Trial of a Time Lord? Ruth could be the Valyard. I mean, you don't know. The evil Doctor? Just some guy. What did you think of the alternative past Doctor's old school style? Sardis. It was nearly Peter Davison. I loved it, man. I just loved it. You know, with the corridor in the background, and I just love that look of that old Sardis. I just think it's cool. I think it's better than Jodie Whittaker's TARDIS. I was to bring it back, but fantastic. And then Captain Jack. I mean, the assistants again. Like the assistants didn't do much, did they? You know. Right. Right. Hi Daniel, how are you? Martin Sanford, what's this? The round is the old Doctor. Have you not seen tonight's episode, mate? You want to watch? It's going to blow your mind away, mate. Twists and turns like an episode of. I can't even explain it. The twists and turns in this were just absolutely spectacular. Honestly, I'm just blown up. I keep saying it, but you know where they're going to take this. You know, this where we're going now is unknown territory. They pulled a blinder tonight. Martin, have you know that Kobe Bryant dies in a helicopter crash this morning? What? No, Jane, I didn't. No. That's sad to hear. Have you seen Doctor Who, Jane? It's going to blow your mind when you watch it, but it's good to hear from you, Jane. W&J, Matt Smith said that there is a 13th regeneration limit. Yeah, but that's been around for years, hasn't it, WG? You know, that's been going back a while because apparently one of the doctors said that after. Do you remember the 5 doctors when they went to the tomb of Rassilon in that special years ago? Well, apparently after 12 regeneration, Time Lords start going a bit funny. But they gave the Matt Smith's Doctor a load of new regenerations, didn't they? So as the Doctor got another 12 regeneration, I don't know. That means basically a Time Lord's basically immortal. But I think on Gallifrey, I could be wrong, but wasn't there a limit? They only got 12 regenerations, and the mind went into the Matrix, so they lived in there. It was like something like that. If I'm wrong, please quote me on that. But they've changed canon so much over the last few years, you know. Commander Gat, shame about her death. She was hot. Yeah, I quite like Commander Gat. I thought she were really cool. Honestly, I did. I hope she ain't dead. She was quite dominating, wasn't she? I mean, even Ruth, the Doctor, was a bit wary of her. Hang on. WG fan, good point. Yeah, and I'm trying to catch up, guys. That's all. That's it, right? I can start from here. Samuel, I wasn't a fan of that new Doctor Who. Just doesn't feel like the Doctor apart from that incredible twist. I know. Just some guy. What baffled me was the energy field that supposedly captured the Earth. If the Earth supposedly moved 60 around, oh God, I'm going to have to go on Google and work all this out. Just some guy logically. I remember I read about Emperor Palpatine's death. Somebody did the mathematics on it that it'd taken 30 minutes to fall down the shaft. But you probably are right. Copeland, how are you, bud? Evening. Wow, that episode had so many prizes. It was bloody amazing. I know. It was. It's put my faith back in Doctor Who tonight. It really has. Do you know what I mean? But can they keep this up? That is the question. I mean, what's your thoughts on it, guys? I mean, you know, what do you think? Samuel Parsons, WJ fan, good point. Yeah. Opal, hello, Opal T. How are you? Opal T. I guess the links were correct. Well, yeah, Captain Jack mentioned a while back that he might be in it. But he was rumoured to be in last series, though, as well, wasn't he, in the last series? Which sort of made it sort of interesting that he was going to be in last, but he never did. I think Captain Jack will work well with the female Doctor, I really do. I like the old revamp of the TARDIS, smaller but look better than the current version. And tonight episode was the first I've watched for a while, and it was mint. I stand corrected. Well, just some guy. I stand with you tonight. I really do stand with you tonight on this. I really do, because, like, I was quite a critic on the last series, and it was quite bad on the last series. It really was. And this series, well, it sort of started having some sort of potential, but after tonight's episode, it's definitely defined. I have to say, this is one of the best Doctor Who episodes I have ever seen, and that's I'll probably get shot down for saying that, but I was incredibly impressed tonight with tonight's episode. I really was. Spankman Sandra, Commander gets shamed about a death. I think I agree. I thought she was lovely. W&J, Joe Matt is more of a doctor than Jodie Whittaker. Well, she played, I thought, is that the actress name, Ruth? I thought she played a bloody great doctor, to be honest. She was quite in control, wasn't she, in her presence, wasn't she, as well? She was quite on top of it, do you know what I mean? She was quite dominating, and I think if they brought her in as a full-time doctor, I think she could be really good. She shone tonight. She really did. I think that's going to do her career very well. Just some guy. Ruth is the master. Well, this is it with the master. The master's the ultimate manipulator, and this is a good point. As the master regenerated again, she was quite sadistic. When that human guy, the human boyfriend, when he got eliminated, he was forgotten about pretty quick. I did like the thing where we thought he was the baddie, and the thing in the box. The thing in the box, it was sort of focused, and your attention was on that, what's in the box. And then he just got vaporized, and then suddenly it was Ruth all along. I liked how they did that, because I kept thinking it's him. He was just a normal human dude on a standby. And what about him in that cafe bar, the stalker creepy guy who put a dossier up on him? If you had a friend who did that, you'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Copeland, I thought Ruth was going to be the Rani. I'm hoping Ruth is the Rani, but I really do. It's time now to bring the Rani. It really is. I think the Master's had a good run. Bring the Rani in now. But there's going to be some head-doing twist with Ruth as the Dr. Ruth. We'll call her Dr. Ruth. There's going to be a head-banger twist with this, I'm telling you. And the Cybermen as well, the fall of the Cyber Empire. And the lone Cyberman, what's all that about? So, and there was something about Captain Jackson about some weapon that were put in the past to undo the Cybermen as well. So, this could all be some like evil manipulative plot. Somebody's in the background playing all this out. Obviously, it probably will be the Master, somewhere. But there is a hand in the background manipulating all this. Captain Jack dyed his hair Captain Black again. He usually looks like more Phil Schofield lately. Well, he must be in his 50s now, Captain Jack. It was just really good to see him, It was like having an old friend return. I love Captain Jack. He's so cheesy, but what an awesome character. I loved him when he went up with Bradley Walsh's character, and he said, he thought he was the Doctor. Silver Fox. That's what I called him, didn't he? Shallow person. This is so confusing. Hi, shallow person. This is so confusing. Are they from an alternative dimension or what? I don't know, but this is the question. Because the iterations of the Doctor that's out there, we know there's a future version of the Doctor who's called the Valyard, and they've never done anything with that. Well, I know they have an audio series, some books, the way it's like the Doctor's last regeneration, and he's totally malevolent. So, because I thought, is it the Valyard, which I would like to have seen that, but Oh, the round it. I don't know. There's going to be some twist. Maybe it's a parallel timeline. I don't know. I mean, all I can do is speculate on what is going on with tonight's episode. You know, but it was truly a masterpiece. It was. Jen, no, I didn't see the new episode. Jen, you are going to love it. Trust me. They've blown it out of the water on this one. Hang on. I'm just catching up, guys. SK, do you think Ruth is the master? I'm not sure. I don't think the Ruth's the master. I don't. I mean, it could be. I mean, she could be a clone. Like a time, she could be a clone of the Doctor. I know that sounds ridiculous, but altered to look like Ruth. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. It's going to be there's going to be a twist, though, and it's going to be big. Thing is, like I found with this series, Doctor, that part one always seems to be better than part two. Spank Me Santa, chameleon arch, though only the Doctor and the Master have used that before, can only be one of them. I think the Doctor's daughter maybe would explain the DNA match and her gun. There was a thing I read today, actually, Spank Me Santa, that they never asked the actress to come back, and she was quite annoyed about it. You know, David Tennant's wife. She, I read it on Facebook in this. I think it was on. It was on. I read it on Yahoo. I was online today, and she was being interviewed, and they never asked her to come back. The Doctor's daughter, because that's weird, isn't it? Tennant got married to her, and his father-in-law is Peter Davison. I mean, you can't get more Time Lord than that. Do you remember the old Master TARDIS from 8183 and it looked like a black sarcophagus? Yeah, I liked it as the column, mate. You remember when it was a column? I remember when it was sarcophagus. Do you remember when it was the grandfather clock as well? That was pretty awesome. On a computer bank. Do you remember when it was a computer bank with the wheels? You know. WG, nice throwback to Series 3 with the biodata module. Well, that's what I thought when I saw that, you know, when she pressed the fire alarm thing. And I knew straight away when that energy hit her on face, I knew straight away what that was. I thought, no, is that a chameleon act? And then I thought, is Ruth the master? But I don't think Ruth will be the master. I mean, I hope not. I'd like to see something a bit different, but I can't. If they're going to alter the back history of like Hartnell being the first Doctor, I think they're walking a fine line there. I think they have to be very careful. Spank Me Santa, the lone Cyberman is probably the timeless charge. Well, I agree. I think somehow. Maybe. What about if this is the plot with the Cybermen pulling the strings, and they created their own Time Lord or something with DNA, or there's some kind of Cyberman that's advanced itself and it's like part Time Lord. It can mask, but then again, how would the Cyber Time Lord get hold of a TARDIS? Because as far as I know, the Cybermen don't have TARDIS technology. The Time Lords are far more advanced than Cybermen. That's only speculation from my point. I could be wrong. Andrew, I'd have thought maybe Ruth is actually the meddling monk. Oh, yeah. Good God, yeah. You're going back there. You know, the meddling monk who were going through time. You know, that would be a pretty awesome twist. Bring it meddling monk back. Do you remember the War Chief as well from War Games? That's just throwing the hat out there. But I don't think so. Maybe Ruth's Doctor was right before William Hartnell's Doctor. Yeah, I don't know. Then that means that the whole Doctor Who origin, there's a lot more. They've altered the origins of the Doctor. Then, so you know, because you know it's always been Hartnell, hasn't it? I'm calling it a doctor is probably the timeless child. Yeah, but do you remember, Jamie? Do you remember if we go back to Capaldi and the Time Lords? Do you remember the hybrid Dalek Time Lord? But they never sort of resolved that who it was, did they? You know, it never got resolved, and I always wondered about that. And what's the Timeless Child? I think Timeless Child has been mentioned before, hasn't it? I'm going to have to watch some back episodes to find this out. But I just can't believe what I've watched tonight. Are you guys going to give it another watch? I definitely am. Maybe Bruce Doctor was right before William Hartnell's Doctor. Well, it's going to be interesting how they're going to pull this out. But do you remember when Clara Oswald, with a great intelligence, she went through his life stream, through all his generations, didn't she? And she was there when he stole the first TARDIS. Do you remember that? Because she went back through all like his lives, didn't she? And she was, you know, it's in that episode with, you know, the great intelligence and all that. I've no Matt Smith, sorry. I'm calling it the Doctor is probably the timeless child. I think so. I think that, yeah, somehow the Doctor is, well, if the Doctor is the timeless child, do you remember Doctor Who, the movie with, is it the Eighth Doctor with the Liverpool act, Paul McGann? And the Master looks into the Doctor's origin. Well, it was rumoured he was half human, wasn't his origins? One of his parents were human. So he had an extra life. Do you remember the vault? I mean, that's just from that TV movie. But I don't know. Copeland, at what point in the Doctor's timeline is Doctor Who the first time that the TARDIS was the police button when the first Doctor was on Earth with Susan, and then it got stuck in that image? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I mean, I'm going through my Doctor Who memory banks in my head, and I'm trying to put it through. And what I'm using as a reference, you remember when Clara Oswald with the great intelligence, when she went through all his regenerations? And she went back to the beginning, and you remember what she was saying about that, and he stole the TARDIS and he travelled the time stream, and he was the Doctor. That's canon to me. I mean, William Hartnell is the first Doctor, but they're going to have to work out some genius way that this, how they're going to undo all this to make it all fit. I don't know, but I don't think Ruth is the first. I mean, she could be a parallel Doctor. I mean, you know, there is other Time Lords in other universes, isn't there? I mean, if you read the Virgin books and stuff, and there was other parallel, there's an alternative Gallifrey and all this. So maybe there's like timeline paradox. We found out the other way that the Doctor does travel through time, and some futures are not set. So this could be another Doctor from another timeline. It will be interesting. Now, if they give us a really bad answer to this, it could damage the series. They've gone all out on this. I mean, they've pulled a blinder, but now they've got to resolve the questions, because they know that Twitter, Facebook, everything is going to be on the full chat tonight. Samuel, I reckon that the Roof Doctor is a Valyard Dreamlord type thing, or a Doctor from an alternative timeline. Well, that's what I assume. It would be cool if Roof were the Valyard, though. I would. You see that? The two people I'd like to see back now. Look, they've done the Master. I love Missy. I was such a fan, you know, of Mistress Doctor, Mistress Master. I really was, but I really want to see the Valyard and the Rani come back, especially the Rani. It's time to bring her back, and I don't know why they don't. Spank me, standard. By hybrid, they meant 12 Clara, because the Doctor would do anything to save her, include destroying the universe or something. That's why Missy brought them together. Chaos. Yeah, I remember that. Hang on. Just some guy, fried egg, 2 hash browns, barbecue sauce and muffin. That is how I'm currently rolling. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I think what you just said, that's probably the answer to it all, but, barbecue sauce and a muffin, and I'm currently rolling. The Doctor probably would find some quantum theory in that. The episode that you've mentioned, Name of the Doctor, yeah, that's the one. And don't forget, we don't know who the Doctor is, do we, really? Because they remember the old Pandorica thing about who the Doctor is. We were all going to get the mystery of who is the Doctor, and they never answered it, even when they got to the big final. We never got it, did we? Because they can't tell us who is the Doctor, because it takes the mystery away. The end title said introducing the new actress as the Doctor, which would suggest that this is real and not a trick by the Master or another time. Don't forget, don't forget, Rassilon got kicked off Gallifrey, didn't he? He could be the one behind. He's a master manipulator. It could be Rassilon who sat behind all this, playing everybody. He played the Master since the beginning, didn't he, with the drums in his head? With Time War, he did all them when the Master looked through the temporal schism and he heard the drums. That were down to Rassilon, played him for decades, centuries, wasn't he? Daniel, Martin, I would say the Valyard again. I would love to see the Valyard. What's what I want? That the Rani or the Valyard. That's what I want. I wouldn't even mind saying Rassilon turn up, just some guy. Was the Rani the one with the satanic serpent tattoo that possessed Tegan? No. The Rani was the actress. I forgot her name now. She was a big star in the 70s. She died. No, she was the one. I think she first appeared in the Colin Baker season, where she was kidnapping people in the Industrial Revolution. She was taking the brain fluids. And then she turned up in Sylvester McCoy. It was his opening episode. You remember when he had Bonnie Langford at that Mel, the assistant? And she dressed up as a young Bonnie Langford, and she was trying to put all the great intelligent minds together into a computer. She got kicked off Gallifrey because she's a genius in genetic manipulation and engineering. She's always trying to create life forms. I mean, she's totally malevolent. And her and the Master sort of teamed up against the Doctor, and he did something to the TARDIS and ended up getting blasted through time. One of her experiments started growing. But it would be nice to see her back, it really would. Spank me, Santa. What's Ruth B. Donner or something after the Time Lords fixed her up or something? Dr. Donner. We don't know. It could be. But who's that? But somebody's behind all this. Somebody's manipulating this whole thing because something's coming for the Doctor. Daniel's up topic. Martin, did you say Crisis on Infinite Earths? Tomorrow, Daniel, I will have all 6 episodes as of tomorrow. So I will be watching them by Tuesday. What did you think of Star Trek Picard? I loved it. I watched it 3 times and I thought it was the best Star Trek I've seen, and it blows Star Trek Discovery totally out of the water. Daniel's up topic. Greg Ballon said Smallville survived the crisis, survived a minute, never was destroyed. That's probably worth exploring, yeah. Definitely. Kate O'Mara, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, do you remember the 2 episodes? And yeah, the Peter Davison story, Snake Dance. I've just ordered the Sylvester McCoy, Blu-ray set. I'm getting it tomorrow. It's coming tomorrow. The season 26, is it? Getting that tomorrow, but I think it's. Hang on. Sorry about this. Just if you don't mind. There we go. I think it's on that. It's on that season actually. The Snake Dance one. Is it the Kinder? Andrew, is it the Kinder, the Snake Dance thing? Because I've just started watching Kinder, and I think that's it, innit? The Cybermen are reserved for episode 10. Right. So with the story act starting then. So it's Time Lords, Dodgy Doctor, and and the Cybermen. There's something going on. Somebody is playing all this in the background, and Captain Jack, because somebody summoned him off somewhere else in the time stream, didn't they? So who is it? Kate O'Mara's name, looking for O'Mara. Yep, was the tattoo snake in the pit of snake dance that possessed Tegan. Cybermen is there for episode 10. Next episode flashes until early February. Oh God, is it that far away? Right, I'm setting through watching latest season Supergirl. I think I'm on episode 5. I'm finding it hard work to get through 22 episodes of Flash now. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather watch 12 episodes. I don't know why. I just find it easier, you know. So all in all, tonight's Doctor Who was spectacular. It was. Right. Oh, right. Cockload Snake Dance was a sequel episode to Kinder. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it was. Because that snake thing, it come back, didn't it? I remember that. Yeah, it did. God, I hadn't seen that in years. Kinder and Snake Dance, the latter introduced Martin Clunes and his... Yeah, it did, didn't it? Martin Clunes. You know... I watched Planet of the Spiders there a couple of weeks ago, and they had Gary Fronton from the New Avengers and Gale from Coronation Street. Seriously, living on that planet. I'm looking forward to Sylvester McCoy sex. I found one of his best episodes was Battlefield. I love Battlefield, and I can't wait to watch that tomorrow. You know. Martin Clunes, just some guy. Yeah, he was young. Yeah, just some guy. What I've done is stuck with the Flash, and when these episodes come out, what's the other Supergirl or Arrow? Yeah, I did watch. I was watching Flash but I don't know. I found this last series Supergirl quite hard to get through. I like the crossovers though. You know, but I am going to watch the final season of Arrow because I want to see him become Spectre, which is going to be interesting. I'm going to watch Crisis totally this week, which I'm looking forward to. Samuel, they can't just put Doctor Who before Hartnell. They just can't. Why? Sam, I'm not. I have to admit, I do agree with you, but can I ask why? What I think they've got to be careful what they're doing here. You know, somebody could say, well, the Doctor could have been somebody else. The Doctor could have been somebody else before it became William Hartnell. But I think they're walking a fine line with that. I think it should be William Hartnell. Should be the first. They've got to stick with that. It's how it started. It's where the origins come from, you know, and I think they're walking a fine line. I think they're playing a dangerous game if they cross over to that. But can I ask why? I'm just curious. I'm not honestly. I do agree with you, but I'd like to get some kind of logical explanation if they could pull it off. You know, like could they pull this off and make it, you know, look good? Not sure who needs to hear this, but Batman vs Super Ultimate Edition, most underrated comic book movie ever. I don't think I've read that. I'm reading. Oh God, what am I reading? Oh, I'm reading Civil War at the moment. It's Civil War 2 Marvel. I'm not that impressed with it actually. You know, Civil War 2. You know, with a kid that can predict future superheroes all have a fight. Getting a bit ridiculous. Roos Doctor could be a future incarnate. Well, yeah. Well, that's what I thought. That, you know, I'm hoping Roos the Valeyard because she seemed quite into having weapons, didn't she? And laser guns. And when she got vaporized, the Time Lord, she had no problems with it, did she? So I'm hoping that she's some evil version of the Doctor. No spank with Sally. If you want to talk about graphic novels, definitely it's not a problem. Andrew, it wouldn't matter if before the first Doctor, William Hartnell, will be always the first actor who played it, no matter. Yeah, that's true. But I don't think they should put anybody before William Hartnell. I don't think they should. I think it dishonours him as well, you know. I think sometimes when there's sort of... I know they're trying to do stuff that's different and you get stuck in like a cycle of repeating the same stuff. It's like having the same cake, but it looks different on the outside, but it's just, you know, in the inside there's nothing there. And I understand what they tried doing tonight. They really tried to go for an amazing spin, which worked. It really did work. But the problem is, I think they should leave Hartnell alone. I just don't think they should touch that. But hang on. It won't matter. All right, sorry, I've read that. Spangler, I was talking about the movie. All right, the movie. Yeah, I don't mind. I'll probably get shot down for it. I quite like Batman vs Superman. I like the Justice League movie. I do. I'm quite a fan. I would like to see the director's cut. You know, with Darkseid and all that in it. You know, I was more interested. I didn't like it when they brought Joss Whedon on board and he completely screwed Justice League up. But it's not a bad film. But I did want Darkseid. Samuel Pass. Well, I guess introducing an incarnation after they've regenerated. Well, they did. But the War Doctor worked, didn't it, Samuel? It did work, didn't it? The War Doctor, and especially with John Hurt. And I love the War Doctor. It would have, I could, you know, and Paul McGann as well with his Doctor. And I just thought he was so mistreated. He should have got. I thought Paul McGann could have brought Doctor Who back in the 90s, but they didn't go with it, did they? Just some guy. When two Doctors can't occupy the same space was met. Yes. Just some guy. You've got a point there. Do you know that slipped my mind? Listen to this. Just some guy. When two Doctors can't occupy the same space was mentioned. That totally writes off the five Doctors. Found what statement a bit odd, but maybe there is a clue in that about the Doctors occupying the same space. That Ruth is not the Doctor. That might be the clue that says Ruth is something else. Do you know what I mean? In answer to Spank Me Santa, Superman vs Batman would have been better had it been Christopher Reeve. Oh God, that'd have been amazing, wouldn't it? Christopher Reeve versus Michael Caine. That'd have been incredible. With Lex Luthor, Gene Hackman pulling the strings. Brilliant. And Jack Nicholson's Joker. That would have been a dream come true. Christopher Reeve was the best actor to play Superman. I'm a big fan of Christopher Reeve. I thought he was awesome, but I did like Henry Cavill. I thought he was really good. You know, I think he fits in with more today's sort of in the, you know, in the late in 21st century. I think he is Superman of now. Spank with Santa. I love Henry Cavill. The Man of Steel is my favourite movie, and I think Henry Cavill shows so much depth than Christopher Reeve. Yeah, well, the Christopher Reeve Superman, it were made at that time when they didn't really go into that stuff, did they? But Henry Cavill, I liked his whole upbringing on, you know, in Kansas, in Smallville, on the farm when he were a bit different and he were a kid. I loved all that. And when his father sacrificed himself, you understand what drove him, what makes him a hero, and I really like that. You know, in Justice League, Bruce Wayne said he were more human than me. You know, he had the life he loved and he lived, and I never did that. And he's an inspiration to everybody, and that's what I really liked about it. Paul McGann is second best Doctor in my opinion. Samuel, I think Paul McGann, he was so wronged. Because I think he could have brought Doctor Who back in the 90s, but they wouldn't go with it, would they? Paul McGann is a fantastic actor. I've met him, and he's a really nice person. The same space scenarios, but as a time was a bit of a time cop, weren't it? That's yeah. As you go insane about time cop, yeah, you know Captain Jack, wasn't he a temporal agent from the 50th century originally? and then suddenly, obviously, the reasons why I left and all that. Maybe they were the people at the 50 that maybe he's working back as a time agent again. Or this could be another incarnation of Captain Jack somewhere in Time Stream. God, I hate time travel. It's such a bloody fuck up, isn't it? I'm sorry, mind my language. Temporal, So, I'm sorry for swearing, but it's still when it's time travel. The Doctor can, I allow, for me, the Doctor's the only one that can get away with the whole time travel thing. Hang on, just some guy, I forgot to read this out. Paul McGann definitely should have got a series back in 96. Really thought he played the belter. Oh, yeah, definitely. He should have got a series. I've always said that. I like the mini movie he did as well when he became War Doctor. Paul McGann definitely should have got a series back in 96. Really thought he played a belter in my top 5. Definitely. I remember when they killed off McCoy at the beginning, being upset. Yeah, it was quite sad losing him, wasn't it, McCoy? Because McCoy always had that mystery of being a doctor, didn't he? The meddler, the manipulator. You know how he turned up in some of his episodes. We've seen Dr. Copeland. We've seen Dr. Spin together many times over the years. I could go, yeah, I know, but you know what I mean with doctors. They keep paradoxes and singularities and time paradoxes and all the timey-wimey, streamy, eamy, weemy stuff. Spank Me Santa. I think fans called for Snyder Cut of Justice League, which is the version of the movie Dark Seed is in. Hopefully they release it this year on HBO Max. Well, apparently it does exist. Jason Momoa said it exists, but it's down to Warner Brothers to release it. It was filmed. It's just Joss Whedon screwed it up. But I did like the film. But Steppenwolf, he's just a minor villain in the New Gods. He's just a servant of Darkseid, But I would like to see the Snyder Cut. I really would. I think that it'd define that film. Because I think Justice League should have been a big hit. I really do. But Henry Cavill didn't have that look Christopher Reeve had. It was the only one unlikeness to the comic likeness no other actor had before after everyone. Yeah, it did. I think it. But they changed Superman, didn't they? Back in after Infinite Crisis, they changed him into Man of Steel. Chris Reeve looked like the 70s Superman from the comic. He did, but Henry Cavill now. They've sort of depowered Superman quite a lot. And Tom Welling's take was very good. In Smallville, I liked Tom Welling. I thought he was great, Andrew Dex, I agree with some guy. Paul Gann should have had a series. He should have done. I think Paul McGann could have got Doctor Who back on the air in the 90s. He could have done it. But they didn't go for it, did they? Because they went with American market, didn't they? They were hoping to monopolise the money. But the thing, like, when Americans watch British stuff, they want it British. They don't want British stuff being Americanised. They want to watch it. That's what the attraction of it is, to watch it. You shouldn't alter something for another audience. You shouldn't do that. But it's all about money, though, isn't it? Martin Cyper, if we got Tim Burton's Superman Lives, we would have got Nicolas Cage as Superman, and Michael Keaton Batman would have made a cameo. I think Nicolas Cage as Superman would have been a disaster. Yes, I've seen the film about when they were going to make it. The story looks pretty big scale. It was, but I just think Nicolas Cage couldn't have pulled Superman. I really don't. Samuel, I always want to see story arc of those 2 years of memories that Captain Jack robbed of. Well, yes, because there were a lot in his past, weren't there? And especially when Spike turned up, as the other time agent, Spike, James Masters, which I loved his character in Torchwood, and he knew a lot about him, which Captain Jack sort of didn't remember, did he? So there is a lot there. I mean, there's so much to explore with so many cool, amazing characters. I'd like to see Captain Jack in for a whole season with the Doctor, especially with a female Doctor, because he'll be trying to get her into bed all the time, and it will be funny watching his attempts, you know what I mean? Just some guy. Sorry, Sammy. I always want to see story arc. All right. There's Captain Jack. Yeah, definitely. Sorry. Right. Just some guy. That's it. I like Christopher Reeve in Somewhere in Time 1980. What a film. That was the real tearjerker then. Christopher Reeve was such an underrated star. And he got so stereotyped with Superman, but he did do some really good films. And he was a good actor. And, he was such a decent person as well, wasn't he? Colin Murray. Hi, Colin. With the smashed glass scene reminded me of Utopia with the Master. Yes, I like that. Yeah. That could be a good point there. Samuel, if you have Spotify, a lot of Paul McGann's voice dramas are there. They are fantastic. I recommend the first one, Blood of the Daleks. I've listened to a couple of his audio adventures. They are pretty cool. But I still think they could make a season now. I think you could still do it. I used to have somewhere, Andrew. I used to have somewhere in time Vintage. Just some guy. It is indeed a TJ Express with John Barry's brilliant score. John Barry's music scores are just excellent, aren't they? They're just, they're just classic. Right, how long have I done? All right, hang on, I'll do a few more minutes. Just some guy. Oh God, that piano music. After he lost Jade Seymour, that bloody coin from 1979 that he found in his pocket. I'm gonna have to give that film a watch again. It's been years since I've seen that. Right, here we go. The Batman warehouse fight scene was awesome. Yeah, no, it was. I honestly liked. I like the new Wonder Woman. I think she's superb. But Suicide Squad were a disappointment. The trailer was actually better than the film. I found Suicide Squad were a bit of a letdown. It was such a shame. Suicide Squad, it just killed it somewhere because they're all meant to be villains, weren't they? But I have read the comics and I really enjoyed the original comics. They got Captain Boomerang so wrong. Just some guy. Andrew Dexter Paganini was the pianist. Really? Oh, wow. Samuel, all I can say is that this series could be so good, but it could also be absolute rubbish. They have to be incredibly... I agree. What happens next week? That is the question now, isn't it? After tonight's episode, they've set a bar, and they've got to... You can't go below it. They've got to go above it. So they could have shot themselves in the foot. Because tonight episode, you could have had that as a end of a season teaser. When you get to end of a series, you get the big headbanger season twist. That is the level of tonight's episode for me. And, they could have shot themselves in the foot. And I'm a bit worried about that, but we'll have to wait and see next Sunday. Has anybody seen Star Trek Picard yet? Honestly, guys, I do recommend it. It's superb. It's like seeing an old friend come back into your life. When I watched it, it was just amazing. 2 fantastic episodes of science fiction this weekend in 48 hours, and you can't complain about it. Right, just some guy, Martin, trust me, somewhere in time. Get on it, lad. It's an element. I'm gonna do, mate. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna type it into YouTube tonight. You've got me curious. I fancy watching something like that. Spank with Santa. You see Shazam? I love Shazam, but I thought Shazam were great, and I thought him who were in that Secret Agent series. Forgot what it was called. When he played that spy and he had that mind thing in his head. I thought he's great. I love Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. Linda Carter's Wonder Woman to me. I think she's one of the most. I still even now think she was one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Linda Carter. I don't know what it was about her. She was just incredible. But I do like Gal Gadot. I think she's awesome. I think DC's on the rise, though, against Marvel now. I really, after Joker as well. I've not seen Joker yet, I've got a copy of it and I've not watched it yet. And I think I've got to be, it's like I've not jumped on it. I think you've got to be in right mindset for that. But I've got a copy and I am going to watch it. I just sort of watching loads of other stuff at the moment. Daniel's hot topic. Remember Batman Returns, the Penguin was living in the sewer, yeah. Which is gross. He was living eating fish. That's why I mean people shit and piss dick on. Well, the Penguin don't do that. He likes classy living, bud. Yeah, but Danny DeVito did play a good one there. Picard, I'll have to watch it later. Honestly, mate, you're going to love it. Just some guy. It's like having an old friend back in your house. That's what when I watched it. I'm going to go now. Have a great week. All right, Samuel, have an awesome week and see you after next week's Doctor Who. Let's hope it was just as, positive. You know what I mean? In the Flash couple of episodes about they killed off 1990 Flash. Oh, no. I know. I've got the original series at Flash. I loved it. The 90s when I was such a... I used to rent them out on video when they used to release them. I loved 90s Flash. With Mark Hamill as the prankster. I loved him. You know what I mean? Just some guy, Andrew Dexter. Oh, I've checked that out, but it definitely. Right, Daniel's up to start at Picard. It was, bud, wasn't it? It was brilliant. I watched it 3 times, buddy. It was that good, I just went over every bit of it. I feel like we could be on to like the golden times of sci-fi finally at last now. Just some guy, I'm sure there's a dirt track somewhere time that they used in Two Worlds of Jenny Logan. Well, let's hope so, buddy. Bye, Martin. Really enjoyed it. No, honestly, I've enjoyed tonight's stream. It's been amazing. Sorry, but I'll go back. You missed my last comment. Right. I think I found it. As I say, I've just seen a report just now that Ruth Doctor is the first Doctor to be black. Oh, right. Oh, well, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Is it speculation or is that backed up? I'm going to take a look and see what's going on out there about this new Dr. Ruth. Chuck. Yes, Chuck. Chuck, that's the idea. Chuck was all right, but I wasn't a big fan at final season. In the Flash couple of all right, yeah. Check that out, buddy. I will do. You need to watch Chuck. It's absolutely stunning. Yeah, apparently it's up for some Oscars as well. Actually, I'm going to watch it this week. Club. The last week's I've had new Doctor Who, new Star Trek, sort of news of Star Wars, brilliant stuff. I've watched Measure of a Man. I watched the episode with Lal, and I've been watching Law. I have got a theory about the synthetics. I think because Law never got destroyed, he was dismantled, and what made the synthetics attack Utopia Planitia. I think Law could be behind it, Data's brother. He wasn't destroyed, he was dismantled. So did the Daystrom Institute and Commander Maddox get access and they activated Law and somehow he got out? Because the Borg as well, there's that connection because he manipulated the Borg, didn't he, Law? So I don't know, it's all speculation, but Law could be the one behind the synthetic revolution. That is only speculation. I could be wrong. But I've watched a couple of episodes today, and I've come up with my own theory, but I could be wrong. This week's line I have a new Doctor start, and it's been awesome this weekend, especially what a way to end tonight off with an episode like that. Kirkland, I'm going to start watching it again tonight. Andrew, yeah, check it out. Just some guy with the views. There are some changes. Martin Sci-fi Star Trek Picard was awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely up for getting together, Daniel, about that. Definitely. Just some guy. I'm sure there's a dirt tracks. Oh, yeah, right. In time that they used in Two Worlds of Jenny Logan. Hang on. Andrew. Right, bye, Martin. I enjoyed it. Thanks, bud. No, I've had a fantastic stream tonight. Really enjoyed it. It's. I think it's nice to actually end something, some science fiction where you think, wow, that was just amazing. So, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I've done 1 hour. And have a great week, guys. There will be a Solo One podcast. It's a Stargate special next week. Please tune into them, guys. A lot of hard work goes into them. And, it's really good. So that'll be up through the week. And I will be on live after Doctor Who again next week. There will be a Picard review on Friday. Episode 2, which I can't wait, and then over at some point I'm going to get a live stream up with that. And I don't know if I've got anything to review this week. I might review the Sylvester McCoy box set, but that's coming tomorrow or Tuesday. But guys, please, so I'll see you next Sunday. A lot going on. Let me know your thoughts on sci-fi. Just leave some comments for me. I do try to answer everybody when I'm in. So yeah, thanks for having an awesome time. And is Dr. Ruth the first Doctor? That is the question. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Have an awesome week. And I will see you for Captain Picard. Definitely. Live long and prosper, my friends.